Welcome A-level students to a video just to show you how to structure a 20-mark question. So, as you're all aware, in your business studies paper for both AS and A2, there's a 20-mark question based on the command word evaluate, and this is for the Edexcel specification specifically. So to start things off, in terms of the evaluate questions which are worth 20 marks, a few points to remember. Read the question carefully, highlight, circle, underline, do whatever you have to do to make sure you are answering every part of that question. Many students, while writing, start struggling with the demands of the questions and start making things up as they go along, and that obviously does not answer the question fully. Allow yourself at least 25 minutes to get that question completed. While using the case study, plan your essay or long answer question, and you should start your essay with a definition is not necessary. However, if it's going to help you in terms of structuring and staying along the lines of the argument that you're presenting, then you may want to include that definition. As we know, in terms of level descriptors, what we're looking for in them: knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, and evaluation. So as you can see from those level descriptors, we're aiming for level 4, which is the top band, and we need to make sure we're meeting all the criteria for that top band answer to gain those answers. So top tips for application, as I feel students struggle with applying their knowledge to a case study or some data that they have. So I've just put these together. Apply consistently throughout your responses. Demonstrate application by using data. Use the objectives of the business or what the business is aiming to do, whether it's growth, break even, whatever it may be. If you can include a diagram to help you, then that will definitely help you. Maybe a small break even chart, market map, whatever may help you in your argument. And you should use examples from your own knowledge. Now, the example stresses this heavily. Avoid man on the street answers. So you need to show that your answer is of a business studies student. Remember, you're looking at the process of gaining to your end goals as much as you are looking at getting to your end goals. And that's a key element of these long answer questions. So the question, like we said earlier, make sure you're sticking to what is required in the question and understand the requirements of the question. Now, moving on to what we expect in an answer. Your first paragraph, it should consist of, there's always two options for these questions, and your first paragraph is going to be looking at the arguing with agreement of one of the options. So make a strong point in agreement with or supporting the statement that you have. Once you made your point, you go into evidence to support it from the case study. You look at including chains of analysis in there, and you can link it to any knowledge that you have of business studies from the specification as well. And then once you have all of those in place, and this should be a nice big paragraph, so you should have mostly the point, the effect, the analysis, and the circumstance, okay? And we follow a peach paragraph structure, so you need to make sure you have all of those components in there. The second paragraph that you're going to look at is the counter argument for that same option. And you're going to use the same process as you did for the first question. However, you're going to look at the counterbalance of it and what could happen on the other hand, or what could be some problems or some issues that the business may face because of this. And again, you're going to look at using those points. You're going to look at making sure you understand the effect of it, the context, and the analysis as well. So you now should have two nice big paragraphs on these essays. And now we're going to move on to the second option, which will be option B. And this will be your third paragraph, and you're looking at structuring it the same way as you did the first one. However, you're discussing a new point. Okay, you're using a new point for the second option, which will be option B. And you still need to have those chains of analysis. You need to have those deep strands. You need to make sure everything you include in there is related to the case study. Again, we're using the peach structure for our exams, and you need to make sure that it falls in consistent line with whatever is required from the examples. And finally, the fourth paragraph would be the counter argument for option B. So this is the other end of the argument, and this is another, on the other hand, what you may expect, and this is another strong counterpoint that you're going to need to bring home your point. And finally, once you have all of these in place, so you've got 4 really solid linked paragraphs developed with good chains of analysis, you move on to the evaluation. And this is another area that students struggle to gain those marks. I tell students to use the AGIM structure from Tutor to You, which is answer the question or make your judgment, justify your decision, so what it may be that you need to include in there, or why you think your decision will be good. What it depends on. This is a really important point. You really need to have this. Examiners love this. And the most important factor. And I get students to relate this most important factor to one of the following: the market, objectives, product, or situation. And this is from the exam board as well, and they really require and they really like when students are using this. However, one point that you have to remember is you do not repeat yourself in the evaluation or judgment. These all have to be fresh points, and they have to be something that hasn't been shown in the answer before. So in total, you've got 5 good, strong paragraphs, which hopefully will get you into that level 4 bracket. So thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you enjoyed the video.